Good morning. And welcome to Marlborough, the City of Marlborough's 83rd Inaugural Exercises, in accordance with the provisions of the City Charter, which reads in part as follows. On the first Monday in January, following a regular municipal election, at 10 o'clock in the forenoon, the Mayor-elect, City Councilors-elect, School Committee-elect shall meet and be sworn to the faithful performance of their duties. I now request Police Chief David Georgie and Fire Chief Kevin Breen to please escort the inaugural party into the auditorium so we may comply with the provisions of the City Charter. You're already standing, so I don't have to ask you to please stand. But I'm going to ask you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Dominic Richardson, a second grader at Jarrick School, Jacob Foster, a third grader at Goodnow Brothers School, Alyssa Torres, a fourth grader at the Kane School, and Laura Ewing, a fifth grader at Richer School. This will be followed by the national anthem, which will be sung by the Marlborough High School a cappella choir, accompanied by the Marlborough High School Band.
Detail, attention.
Ready, you guys are.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As
Detail, present, comes.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
you would all please remain standing for the invocation to be given by Pastor Logan Loveday of the First Baptist Church.
My family moved to Marlborough in 2017. What a joy it is to live in such a beloved city. I'm the pastor of First Baptist Church, which has served our fine city since 1868, and I'm honored today to offer the invocation for our new mayor, Christian Dumais. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to live in such a wonderfully diverse city that truly values collaborative efforts to address community issues. Today, we pray for Mayor Dumais as he begins his service as our mayor. We also pray for all the rest of our city officials who continue to serve our community. Grant them wisdom to work through conflicting interests and issues of our times, to find right solutions for our community. Help them understand the real needs of our city and seek justice and rightness in addressing those needs. Give them the ability to work together in harmony, even when there is honest disagreement on how to move forward. And finally, grant them peace in their personal lives and give them joy in their service to our community. We ask all these things in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
You can all be seated now.
Detail. Forward. March. Detail. Halt. Right. Hey. Order.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Kim Driscoll.
Thank you so much. And what a tremendous morning. The first day of a new year, the first day of a new administration. It's really an honor to be with all of you, to bring greetings from the Healy-Driscoll administration, and to celebrate first-time mayor, re-election of councilors, new councilors, school committee members. It's a really special day, and it's a significant day. The confidence that your neighbors, many of whom are here, have placed in each of you to make decisions on their behalf. There's nothing more special than having the confidence of your neighbors to make decisions on how this community is going to grow and thrive and deliver a high quality of life. I had 17 years working in the job of mayor in Salem, Massachusetts. I actually served with both Nancy Stevens and Arthur Vigent, former mayors of Marlborough, and I'm a real believer in the power of cities. If you think about the branch of government that we rely on the most in our lives, it's local government. You know, educating your kids. Hats off to the amazing students who are here, who both have sang and played. Thank you to the chorus and the band. Educating our kids, keeping our neighborhoods safe, investing in those places where you make memories, whether it's your favorite park or a downtown corner. That all happens through local government. It's also the place where you can just make a tremendous difference. And the individuals who are on this stage, and many more who aren't, boards and commission members who volunteer, the city staff who tend to the needs of the community, they're the ones who are doing the caring and the nurturing and making the investments and trying to do all that they can to ensure that there's a high quality of life here in Marlborough. And as a state official now in this role, both Governor Healy and myself firmly believe that our most important work is supporting the success of our communities. We know that when we have thriving communities, we have a thriving Commonwealth. And that's why, for me, it's even extra special to be here. Christian's joining what I call the Mayor's Club, right? It's also what I like to refer to as the Get Stuff Done team. Because when you're a mayor, there's no hiding. You know, you're going to see constituents, people that voted for you, people who didn't, in a coffee shop, on a soccer sideline, in the grocery store. It makes you more accountable. You're going to see people that you make decisions and how they're impacted. It makes you a better listener. And it's really meant to drive consensus, this form of democracy that we have operating in many of our cities and several of our communities. It's also hard. It's hard to get an aligned vision, to have that full agreement. And it's also magical when it works on the ground, like great bones in this community. Like so many of the historic communities throughout Massachusetts, how do we really make them come alive and thrive? And making decisions not just for what's going to happen today, but with that eye towards the future, when our young students are the leaders on the stage. That's the power that each of you have in local government. As you take the oath of office, you're pledging to make decisions on behalf of a community that's put you in that position, and I think there's nothing more special than that. You know, if you can put together an aligned vision in a community where the private sector and the public sector and the council and the mayor and all those boards and commissions and staff can all agree on how they're going to move forward, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And Governor Healy and I feel really very much aligned. We both played a little bit of basketball when we were in college, and we've leaned into that team a little bit. And I say that because I think that Team Massachusetts concept is what we're hoping to forge with each one of our 351 cities and towns. These are the places where housing is built, students are educated, new jobs are delivered, and a thriving economy. We want to be your strongest ally, your best partner, and make sure that we're doing all that we can to support the growth, the commitment of a really vibrant Marlborough. So please think of us as your teammate, as somebody that you can rely on, as an ally in all that you're doing. And I want to extend congratulations to, again, Christian and his new administration. It's a really special time to be mayor for the first time, with fresh ideas, renewed energy, and excitement, and we share that, not just for what's ahead for Marlborough, but what's ahead for Massachusetts. So I'm grateful to be here with all of you, supporters, friends, people who care about this very special place, and extend my congratulations and heartfelt good wishes on behalf of the Healy-Driscoll administration. We're thrilled to be able to participate this morning, and can't say enough how grateful we are to have Christian coming in and supporting this new administration and working together with all of you to make a stronger Marlborough. Hats off. Congratulations and best wishes.
Excuse me. I, Stephen Kerrigan, as the City Clerk of the City of Marlborough, in conjunction with the Board of Registrars, do hereby declare the results of the municipal biennial election held on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023, have been certified, and the following officials have been elected for the ensuing term. Mayor, J. Christian Dumais. Councilors at large, Sean A. Navin, Mark A. Oram, Michael H. Ossing, Kathleen D. Robey. Ward councilors for Ward 1, Mark A. Vital. Ward 2, David Doucette. Ward 3, Robert Preciado. Ward 4, Teona C. Brown. Ward 5, John J. Ayres. Ward 6, Albert Trey Fuccillo. Ward 7, Donald R. Landers Sr. School committee members, Daniel J. Caruso, Katherine H. Hennessy, and Heidi Adler Matthews, who will join the current school committee members, Michelle B. Bowden-Hettinger, Earl J. Geary, Denise E. Ryan, in addition to the Assabet Valley School Committee member, Peggy Margaret Ayres. It's now my privilege to administer the oaths of office to these individuals, and I would please ask if Daniel J. Caruso and Katherine Hennessy could step forward. And raise your right hand. And after I say I, please insert your name. I
I, Daniel Caruso,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Daniel Caruso,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all of the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as a member of the school committee of the City of Marlborough,
as a member of the school committee of the city in Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Marlborough.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Daniel Caruso,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Do you need your signature? Four, Mark A. Vital, David Doucette, Robert Preciado, and Teona Brown. Please come forward. Make sure you all speak nice and loud. They want to hear you, not me. If you all raise your right hand, please. And after I insert your name. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, David Doucette,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all of the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as Ward Councilor
as Ward Councilor
of the City of Marlborough,
of the City of Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
of the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth,
to the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
to the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Margaret,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I do need your signature. What's your name there? Hold on. Second one right there. Thank you. Oops, no worries. Thank you.
Oh, there.
Thank you. I would now ask Councilors-elect for Ward 5 to 7, John J. Ayres, Albert Trey Fuccillo, and Donald R. Landers Sr. to please come forward. Wait, we have to take a call. Sorry. Raise your right hand, please. And after I, please insert your name. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Albert Trey,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as Ward Councilor of the City of Marlborough,
as Ward Councilor of the City of Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
and the Charter and the ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Albert Trey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilor. I need your signatures if you don't mind. John, you're right there. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I would now ask the councils at large elect Sean A. Navin, Mark A. Oram, Michael H. Ossing, and Kathleen D. Robey to please step forward. Remember, you guys got to talk nice and loud. You don't want to get my voice. They don't your voice.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand and after I insert your name. I
I, Michael A. Oram,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Michael A. Oram,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as Councilor at Large for the City of Marlborough,
as Councilor at Large for the City of Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Marlborough.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Michael A. Oram,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I need your signatures. If you don't mind. Right there in the middle there. Thank you. I would now ask Mayor-elect J. Christian Dumais to please step forward. Ready? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, J. Christian Dumais,
I, J. Christian Dumais,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of
to the
Massachusetts
Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, J. Christian Dumas,
I, J. Christian Dumas,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all of the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties that come upon me
as mayor of the city of Marlborough,
as mayor of the city of Marlborough,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of the ability of my understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and understanding
of the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth,
of the Constitution and laws
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and the Charter and
and
ordinances
the charter and ordinances
of the city of Marlborough.
of the city of Marlborough.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, J. Christian Dumas,
I, J. Christian Dumas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States.
United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. Inaugural address. May I present the Honorable J. Christian Dumas, Mayor of the City of Marlborough.
Good morning, Marlborough. Welcome to the 2024 inaugural exercises. I hope you are hungover today, because I would have been, but giving speeches and headaches don't go well together. I first want to recognize our Lieutenant Governor, Kim Driscoll, who we're proud to have in attendance today. I want to thank you, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, for attending this morning and for sharing your remarks. It is a true honor to have you join us, and I look forward to working closely with you and yourself and Governor Healy and your entire administration. From our state delegation this morning, we have with us State Representative Danielle Gregoire, who continues to advocate for Marlborough and its residents every day in our state legislature. Representative Gregoire, I also look forward to continuing our partnership advocating for the needs of Marlborough residents alongside Representative Gentile and Senator Eldridge. I'd also like to thank Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan for her attendance today. You have been a great partner with the City of Marlborough, and I will ensure it stays that way. I would be remiss not to acknowledge our past mayor, Edward Gadbois, who served over 50 years ago for the city. Marlborough has seen only 43 mayors prior to me since 1891. These 43 individuals have led Marlborough through some of its best and toughest days over the last 133 years. Each of whom left their own personal mark on our city and its rich history. This morning, we begin a new chapter in that history, a chapter that focuses on bringing government to you through innovative communication strategies, a chapter that prioritizes rebuilding our city workforce, a chapter that returns both accountability and support back to our schools, a chapter that incentivizes economic development and continues to make Marlborough a leader, and a chapter that renews our sense of pride and community by bringing us all together. Over the course of the last year, I had the true privilege of encountering my hometown in a way I never thought possible. I spoke to hundreds of you one-on-one at your doorsteps. We attended dozens of local events together. You warmly welcomed me into your homes to meet your neighbors, friends, and family. It was through those experiences and those spaces where you shared your personal stories and biggest challenges. Those experiences helped me shape me into a better candidate, a better public servant, and a better person. It is because of you who shared your stories that I'll be prioritizing the rollout of my constituent services plan within the first 30 days in office. That plan begins with hiring a qualified executive administrator who will handle all of your constituent service needs personally. That individual, who has begun as of today, will be working with a state-of-the-art constituent service system that makes sure each of your concerns are recorded and addressed. With these next 30 days, I will also be rolling out a new, innovative approach to constituent services, my mobile mayor's office. This will ensure myself and my staff are physically present to answer your questions, hear your concerns at community events, civic gatherings, and other places where sections of our population may go unheard or unnoticed. As part of my mobile mayor's office, I'll be conducting quarterly town hall meetings that will allow residents and business owners to share their concerns, ask questions, and get up-to-date factual information on what is happening in the city. Our town halls will be live streamed, and at least one will take place exclusively online. And while I believe being present is important, I recognize that we live in a digital age where innovation communication tools can be utilized at the city level to provide much needed information to residents. That is why, beginning in February of this year, we'll be publishing the first monthly city email newsletter of my administration. In addition to this newsletter, we will begin city alerts that will provide email, text, and phone call notifications on information that is important to you and your families, whether that is parks and recreation, senior center events, construction alerts, city events, or more. When you are informed, we have a better Marlborough. In February, my office will also begin a website redesign that will comprehensively transform how you receive information on the city's website. This process will begin with a community survey specific to the city website on how we can improve, what we should keep, and other important feedback we need to hear from you. While the website is one of our most important tools, social media is undoubtedly winning the day when it comes to where we get our information. That is why my office will be putting together a social media strategy on multiple platforms to engage all ages and demographics with our community. One of those new platforms will be WhatsApp, where for the first time the mayor's office will provide up-to-date city information exclusively in both Portuguese and Spanish. These efforts will help me continue to hear you and what you want for our city. However, over the past year, I've heard you loud and clear about what our future should look like. First on my list is restarting our efforts towards the West Side Fire Station. Within my first month, I will begin assembling our new West Side Fire Station Committee, who will assist me in finding a location, identify additional funding, study impact and response times, and explore the possibility of a regional dispatch center. When talking about a project this size, we must be realistic. A station will not get built and be operational in the next 2 years. We can, however, make great progress towards securing a location and breaking ground, which will be my goal for the end of my first term. Marlborough is best when we come together to solve problems, which is why I'll be working with the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation and the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce to put together our first Main Street Working Group. This group will be comprised of business owners, landlords, employees, and other stakeholders with the goal of putting together a comprehensive vision for the future of Main Street. We have many wonderful businesses on Main Street, but we can do better when it comes to attracting anchor stores that help Main Street a destination. The recent improvements on Main Street funded by the state Max Works grants was, I believe, the beginning of a long-term goal of making Main Street more pedestrian and event-centric. We will continue toward that goal by assessing the viability of Main Street as a one-way and prioritizing its walkability and safety. However, we can't talk about Main Street without including the crown jewel of downtown, the Walker Building. The Walker Building has been a part of our community since it opened as a high school back in 1895. It has seen a lot of different uses since then, educating our students, feeding those in need, and serving as a temporary space for the library. During the campaign, I organized a tour for city councilors to the Walker Building, and let me tell you, it needs a lot of work. This is another large project that I believe deserves attention as we plan for the future of Main Street and our city. I will work closely with MEDC, the Housing Authority, and the Community Development Authority to explore ways to keep that building in city hands while making an active asset to downtown and our city. Speaking of Marlborough's rich history, like many of you, I grew up with so many wonderful community events that are no longer around. Events like the Labor Day Festival and Heritage Day brought us together and created a sense of community. One of the initial reasons I explored running for mayor was that I believe our sense of community and sense of pride was in decline. Talking with many of you over the past year, I found that you agreed. This is why I'm excited to announce that my administration will be working to bring back the Labor Day Festival, Taste of Marlborough, and many other community events aimed to reignite our Marlborough pride. That pride, however, must also be reflected and showcased in our city infrastructure. Whether it be our roads, schools, or city buildings, I will work closely with the DPW Commissioner and staff to find creative ways to pave more of our roads, ensure the upkeep of our school and buildings, and invest in our water and sewer structure. There is not a sexy issue, but by any means, they are important ones that affect our daily life. And the past decisions on these issues have largely been made in the dark. Under my administration, that will change. On the more endurable side of our riveting infrastructure conversation, the much anticipated dog park. Oh, wow. That was a nice surprise, yeah. As a city councilor, I was happy to appropriate a small allocation of federal ARPA funds for that park. Members of the administration are already engaged in research in the site possibilities, and we look forward to this project coming to fruition with the coming year, so you can be excited for that as well. Our investments, though, must go beyond infrastructure and recognize our human capital. We have close to 1,500 dedicated city and school employees who come to work for you and I every day. They are the ones who plow our streets, teach our children, run our elections, and keep us safe, and perform so many other essential functions. We must always recognize the vital role they play in the day-to-day operations of the city, which is why my administration will be reviewing pay structure for employees, putting in place the succession plans that provide advancement opportunities, restructuring departments to maximize efficiency, and create a top-down culture encouraging open communication and innovation. We need our employees at their best, so you receive the city services you deserve. One of the largest populations that our employees serve as senior citizens. My favorite new activity is serving lunch down at our beautiful senior center at one of the many senior luncheons. And no, it's not because I just get a to-go plate. Those events are just one of the many programs offered at our bustling center. During the transition, I met with our senior center director, and we're equally excited to explore additional ways to serve our senior population. In order to hear your thoughts on what you're looking for as a senior, we have to ask. That is why, beginning in February, through my mobile mayor's office, I will begin a quarterly chat and chew with Mayor Christian. Events will serve breakfast and welcome you to share your thoughts on senior services and our city as a whole. Although I don't need breakfast to serve breakfast, however, to recognize many of our seniors lived on a fixed income and need assistance. That is why I'm committed to working with the City Council on a gradual increase to the senior tax work-off program. And this program helps our seniors save money on their residential taxes in return for working for a specific amount of hours for the city. For some, this one-time discount makes all the difference. The Senior Center Director and I will be working to ensure jobs under this program continue to provide dignity to participating seniors and are effective for our departments. As we work to lower the tax burden for our seniors, we strive to do the same for all residents. Thanks to the hard work of the previous administration and City Council, Marlborough boasts having the lowest residential tax rate in the region. My goal as mayor is to keep it that way. We accomplished that by conserving the budget, incentive new growth, and attracting large-scale economic development. At the same time, we also must recognize that we cannot allow city services and infrastructure to decline as a result of that. This balance is always a challenge, but I know it is one that my colleagues on the City Council also recognize and are willing to tackle with me. In the same vein, I say to members of the school committee, we have our own challenges that lie ahead, ones that I believe are worthy of acknowledgement and innovation. Out-of-the-box solutions. We have overcrowding to address, a new school to build, and administration to streamline. And while yes, we have our challenges, we have an incredible amount to be proud of. What you witnessed here today through our music program and our elementary school students was a testament to what we can do at our best. As a proud product As a proud product of the Marlborough Public School System, I understand firsthand the impact it can have on a student's education and life. I can't promise you that I or the school committee will be able to solve all of our challenges, but what I can promise is that I will listen. Much, if not the majority, of our success as a district stems from parent involvement. Similarly, much of the success of your own children depends on your involvement both at school and at home. So while I will always challenge myself to listen better and engage more, I encourage you to see where you can be more involved. My first executive order is for all of you to get comfortable, because I have another hour to go of this speech. I'm kidding. I want to go as well. No. It's just not easy to be brief when talking about Marlborough's future and the pride that we have here. In all seriousness, I would like to both congratulate and challenge my colleagues on the stage today. Each and every one of us were sent here by the voters to work collaboratively and make decisions that are best interest in our city and its future. I do not expect nor do I wish that we agree on everything. I do, however, challenge all of those on this stage, myself included, to always put policy before politics. Rather, see the human face of the issues that come before us. When we do that, we commit ourselves to greater and more open dialogue and a higher level of vigorous debate, both of which are at the heart of finding solutions to the issues that will impact our city for generations to come. I share that sentiment with sincere eagerness to work alongside you, my City Council and school committee colleagues, as true partners to enhance Marlborough's future. I have no doubt that you all feel the same. I want to thank all of you on this stage for your dedication to public service, to the voters who provided us this opportunity, and for all of you who came out very early on this holiday to attend this special occasion. A day like today does not just happen, and I would also like to recognize all involved in making each part of this ceremony possible. Lastly, I would like to thank my family, who without them, I would not be standing on the stage before you today. Sorry, it just got very real. There's so much love in this room. So thank you, Marlborough. Now let's get to work.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the sea. But as long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step, Kyoto to strolling so casually. We're different and the same. Gave you and I switched up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Know with all of your heart you can't shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. We stayed down on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, secret simplicity, but as long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. Oh, with every step Kyoto to the strolling so casually. We're different and are the same. Gave you another, switched up the batteries. Oh, if you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Know with all of your heart you can't shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. No, no, no. No place I'd rather be. When I'm with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
On behalf of the City Council and School Committee, I'd like you all to invite you all to attend the organizational meeting of the City Council, which will be held at City Hall and Council Chambers, and the organizational meeting of the School Committee, which will be held here at the First Lieutenant Charles W. Whitcomb School in room 379. At the conclusion of these meetings, you're invited to the reception being held in City Hall. I would now ask you all to please stand for the benediction, which will be given by Pastor Logan Loveday of the First Baptist Church.
Mayor Dumais, thank you again for inviting me to represent the faith community and be a part of this special event. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this important moment. We ask you to give us wisdom and to all our city leaders. May they set an example to all the people of Marlborough to seek the good of one another and the good of our city. Unify us all as a community to work together to make our city the best community it could possibly be. May Marlborough be a shining example to the surrounding towns for how to seek the good of our city. Give us your strength, courage, and wisdom to work together to make Marlborough great for all people. I ask all these things in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
On behalf of the officials inaugurated here today, I would like to thank you for attending the 83rd Inaugural Exercises of the City of Marlborough. I know we wish all of our elected officials the very best for the coming term. And as we have now complied with the provisions of the city charter, we now request the honor guards, and Fire Chief Kevin Breen and Police Chief David Georgie to please escort our new city officials from the auditorium.
One.